So here's the CAGED system in the key of D. We're going to play the shape of C, A, G, E, and D all over the neck, and each chord that we do is going to be, in fact, D major. So if you play the C chord and move it up 2 frets, that's going to become D, because C, C sharp, D. But we need to bar the 2nd fret to make it like a capo or a new nut, and then use the remaining fingers as if we're doing C like that to play the shape of C. So that is in fact a D. If I play D here, it's going to sound the same. So that's the C shape in the key of D. The next shape that we're going to do is A. So this is the A shape. We're going to use our 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers instead. We're going to slide it up onto our 7th fret, and then we're going to bar the 5th fret. And that is D, using the A shape. Next then we have the G shape, which is this one, which we're going to actually play like this. On the 10th fret, we're going to bar the 7th fret. And this is the G shape in the key of D. Most people won't play it like this though, because it's a bit awkward to get to. So what I recommend you do is bar your D, G and B strings with your 1st finger, and then put your 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the E string and your pinky finger up here on the 10th fret of the E string, and play it like that. So it enables you to play a few cool little licks and still land back on a D chord like that. The next shape you probably already know is your E shape. Again, using your 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers. Slide it up onto your 11th and 12th frets, and then bar your 10th fret. This is your D position, and that creates D. And finally we have our D shape, which is obviously this one. We're gonna we actually don't need to bar this one. We can just put our 1st finger on the D string, put our middle finger on G, our 3rd finger on the E on 14, so both of those are 14, and then put your pinky on 15 and play from the 4th one down, and that's D. So Sweet Child of Mine is a riff that comes to mind on that D shape up there. Alright, so what's the use for these? Well, if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you might be just playing these cowboy chords down on the first few frets, or maybe you might know a couple of bar chords. But you're getting bored and you want to try and expand your knowledge. So I'll start off with something really simple. I'll do 2 chords. I'll do like D and G. So say you're playing something like this at the moment, and you're bored, or perhaps you're playing with someone else and they're doing that and you want to do something different over them. You could start off by doing your D shape like this, or your C shape but D, you know what I mean. That's D, and then we could do a G here, because this is our root note and this is the E shape. Or we could not even bother doing the bar and just do an F shape, because E and F are just, well, it's the same shape, isn't it? Because E, move it up 1 fret, with the bar is how most people play F. So you could play it like this instead. So you could go and do your C shape, then play G, with your thumb on top, very good to play D up here, then play G here. So that'll be D using the A shape, and then G using the D shape. You could maybe do the G shape like this. You could leave out your pinky if you want and just do an inversion of it, but for now let's just do it with the pinky. So here's D, here is D, and here's G. That's only 2 chords. after this, we could do an inversion. So an inversion basically means that instead of starting from the first note of your chord, you would start from your second or your third note of the chord. So instead of having, say, note 1, 2, and 3, you would have note 2, 3, and 1, whereas you might have 3, 1, and 2. These are major minor chords, so we are using triads. So what that means is that you're taking the first, third, and fifth note of your scale, and that's what makes up the chord. If you don't know what that is, go and look it up, and it'll explain a lot. So in the case of the C shape, to our E shape here, or F shape for the G, we will use an inversion this time on the D, right? So we're going to, instead of use our pinky here, we're going to just start here with our third finger on the 4th fret. It's the same shape as what we had there with C, but just not use your pinky. And that's what we get. So it's going to be the first inversion of D, which starts from the F sharp. So the notes in D are D, F sharp, and A. So now, instead of starting from the D, we're going to start from the F sharp, which is the second note. So we're going to go F sharp, A, and D. And here's how the inversion sounds. So then we'll just slide across to a G and use the F shape or the E shape. Let's say do it. So try that, see what you think. We can do the same thing then up here. We can play the D here, or maybe we'll play it like this, and then we'll go into the, instead of playing the G like that, using the C shape, we'll just use the inversion, like what we did down here. So this is a kind of a cool place to do actually. So that's also the first inversion of the D, because we're starting from our second note in the chord, which is again the F sharp. So I'll play this. That's going to be your D, and then we're going to go into a G. I'm just going to move the fingers down. So we're going to use third finger barring on the so third finger on the 9th fret, and then you're going to bar on the 7th fret, and that's going to be your D. To get the G, then we're going to continue to bar. We're going to put our middle finger on the 8th fret on the B, our third finger up here on the 9th fret of the D, and we're going to play the D, G, and B strings, and that's going to be our G. So D to G. And let's say we add in a third chord this time, okay? So say we have D, G, and then maybe we have C, and then G, and then back to D again. So that would be something like this. We'll use the inversions, I suppose. So we'll do the D over F sharp, which is the first inversion. So back to this shape again without the pinky. And then we'll go to G. And then we're going to slide up to a C. Right? We're going to use the same shape. And we're going to do it on the 8th, 9th, and 10th frets. That's going to be your C, using the E shape. But the F shape, I suppose, is the same thing like we said earlier. And then we're going to go back to a G, which is going to be the version that we worked on there a moment ago. And then we might just slide back down to a normal D. So let's see how this sounds. So we have... So that's how it sounds. Okay, next thing. Here is how we do the arpeggios for them. So your C shape. That's your triad. So you have... So maybe slow the video down and just go back and watch it again a few times, try and get that shape down. So it's a C shape. Then you have the A shape next, so it's going to be 5th fret, and we're going to slide across, sorry, we're going to stretch across rather to our 9th fret, so it's going to be like this. We're going to bring our first finger across. That's going to be your A shape. Then the G shape is very similar to the A shape. Sorry. And then our E shape finally, or next rather. Sorry. Do that again. And the D shape. Or you can go up as far as the. So, I hope that helps. See you next time.